Now the prostitutes and sinners that Jesus welcometh and eateth with would have identified with the younger son, wouldn't they? Jesus meant for the Pharisees and the religious leaders to identify with the elder son. See, the elder son didn't do what he did out of filial love for his father. He did it out of a sense of slavery and duty and having been burdened by having what he needed to do. And that's exactly what Jesus accused the Pharisees of doing in terms of religion. In the words of Pope Francis, those leaders had taken the joy out of their religion. They had lost the joy. Things were just obligations that they felt compelled to have to do, burdens on their backs. And the father in the story wants the son to act out of love as the motivation for what he does. And our God the Father wants us to do the same thing. He wants us to do what we do in terms of living out our faith, not out of a sense of obligation and duty, but out of a sense of love. The father in the story wants to break down the bad things that both of the sons do and get them back on the right track. And that's exactly what our Heavenly Father wants to do for us. He welcomes us to a feast. We're at one of those feasts this morning called the Eucharist. But there's another feast called the Sacrament of Penance. And there's going to be a big feast on March the 10th at 7 o'clock here at St. Anne's. Because we are one of the regional churches that the bishop will be at for Lenten parish service and confessions. There'll be 9 priests here hearing confessions that night. That was the night we were to have our Lenten penance service with Nativity. But now we're having it with the entire diocese. Everybody is welcome. If you notice, this parable is a lot like all the other parables of Jesus. It's open-ended. Did the elder son go into the feast after all? Did the father convince him to take his brother back? And it's the same thing with us. Will we come to the feast? Will we be here March the 10th to receive God's forgiveness, His compassion, and His mercy through that sacrament of penance, the rite of reconciliation? Will we, in our own lives, enter the feast?